Hello everyone, today I would like to talk about my foot. So recently I have fractured my foot, and before I go into detail on how that happened, I would like to address some of the common questions I get about my fractured foot. Is your foot fractured? Yes. Does it hurt? Yes. Does it hurt right now? Yes. Do you have a boot? No. Is your foot taped? Like, are your toes taped? Also no. Did you go see a doctor about this? Yes. Did you go see a real doctor about this? Yeah. So, how do you know your foot is fractured? Did you, get an x-ray, or are you just, guessing that it's fractured? So, did you go to, a real doctor, or just, a crazy witch doctor? So those are the really common questions that I've been getting about my foot, because it's just a weird fracture that I have, and there's really nothing that I can do about it. So I have no boot, I have no taping, I'm just walking around on a fractured foot because that is just what the doctor has done for me, which is nothing. And he told me to ice it when I could, elevate it when I could, and stay off of it when I can, which I cannot because I work as a hairstylist and I am standing all day and I just really can't not work. So I have to work, and so I'm standing on it, and so it's probably not going to get better, but it is what it is, and that's just life, isn't it? So basically, I think that this was a freak accident. There are theories that I've spoken to people saying that it was already fractured, and I just didn't know that it was fractured, and then it became fully fractured. But I don't know. So basically, as of right now, when I'm recording this video, my foot has been fractured for 8 days. I did not discover that it was fractured until I went to the podiatrist on day 3. And he has told me that if it still hurts in 10 days, then I have to go back. And so now it's been 5 days, so if it hurts in 5 more days, I have to go back to him to see what I can do. He did offer me a couple of solutions or remedies, and I refused all of them because I think one of them was a cortisone shot, and I was just no, I don't want to do that. So basically what happened was I was walking to the ice rink because I was going to go ice skating, and had my backpack on, and I was walking, and all of a sudden I take a step. I didn't roll my ankle, I didn't step on anything, I didn't take a misstep, didn't trip, didn't fall, nothing. I took a step and I felt a pop in my foot, and it really hurt, and I was ah! 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 Against a telephone pole. I was just oh, my foot. And then I got over it and was just you know what, this is what it is. And I went to go ice skating. So after that, I did meet up with somebody to go have lunch and then go see Aladdin the movie. And I complained about my toe all day. Anytime it was quiet, I would just be my toe, my toe, my toe, my toe, psst, my toe. And that was pretty much the entire day. The next day I woke up, it still hurt, and I just figured it was because I stepped on it strangely the day before. So I went about my day again, and on day 3, on Wednesday, I woke up and it still hurt. And it wasn't hurting like any less than it was on day one. And that's when I was just like, okay, well, this is an issue and I should probably see a doctor about it. And my podiatrist just so happens to be like 2 blocks away from my house. So I went to see him. I just want to let you know that I did not know it was fractured until I went to the podiatrist 3 days later, and I did skate on a broken foot for 3 days, like jumps and everything. So when I went to the podiatrist, he was just like, oh, you have turf toe and it's fine. And I was like, what is that? So turf toe is apparently like something that like football players or like runners get from like kneeling on turf too much. So you end up hyperextending or spraining your big toe because it's like all bent like this all the time. Oh, that really hurt my finger. And I was just like, no, it's not my toe. My toe doesn't hurt. It's like the ball of my foot. And he was just like, yeah, it's turf toe because the tendon in your big toe runs through the ball of your foot. So if you sprain the big toe, it hurts underneath. But then, I don't know, for some reason, maybe like, I don't know anatomy. I'm not a doctor, but when in my imagination, if you sprain your big toe, it would hurt like on the top. But apparently it hurts on the bottom. I don't know. So I was just like, it's the ball of my foot. It's not my toe. I don't think it's turf toe because it's ball of foot. And he was just like, okay, well, let me take an x-ray just to make sure. Takes an x-ray. There's a fracture. But then he was like, it's fractured, but it's not really a fracture. Like, yeah, it's okay. So what had happened was I had fractured one of the sesamoid bones. So under your toe, if this is like your foot, just pretend that's not a finger. But if this was your big toe, there's 2 bones right here on the bottom. And I fractured the one that was like on the outside in my right foot. This is my left hand. And apparently it's really common. It's really common in people who do sports, people who do ballet. I guess me doing ice skating, I don't know. But it's a common fracture and there's really nothing you can do about it except for rest it and ice it and just wait. And I told him the story of how it happened and he thought it was very unusual that I could just be walking along and fracture my foot. And so he was trying to get to the bottom of it and he was just like, what were you doing? You know, where were you going? Are you sure you didn't fall on anything? And I was just trying to give him like pieces of information because I knew the answer to his question was the answer that he would not like hearing, even though he is a doctor. And you should be truthful to your doctors, and I definitely am, except for this one time because I knew that the blame would fall all on me. And that is because I was carrying my skate bag, which is like 10 pounds, on my back, and I was not wearing appropriate footwear. So he was like asking, I was wearing sneakers, I was wearing boots, I was wearing whatever. Was I wearing the shoes that I wore to his office today? And the answer was no. I was wearing my Adidas slides. And if anyone here knows anything about footwear, the last thing anybody should ever be wearing are flip-flops and slides. All of your shoes should have a back to them because flip-flops are terrible for you. Slides are terrible for you because they don't have your foot secure in the shoe, and therefore you're more prone to hyperextending your foot as you're walking or grabbing on to the shoe like this with your toes in order to keep the shoe on. So the combination of carrying this heavy bag and also not wearing the appropriate shoes because I'm an idiot, I guess, has led me to fracture my foot, which I think is very strange because the Adidas slides I have are all foamy and soft. But it is what it is because I felt the pop and it hurt a lot. So do I blame Adidas for this? No. Do I blame myself for this? Yes. But I really think that this is a freak accident that like never happens to anyone because I have told people that I fractured my foot and they're like, how? And I tell them and they're just like, that's really weird. Are you sure you didn't fracture it beforehand and didn't know? And I'm just like, it's a possibility, but I don't count it as fractured until I like felt that pop and I felt all that pain. And maybe it was fractured before, but I had no pain. I had no awareness that there was anything wrong with my foot before then, because even a hairline fracture would hurt. Sometimes hairline fractures hurt more than regular fractures, and honestly, I had no indication that there was anything wrong with my foot. So the moral of this story is don't wear Adidas slides, especially when you're carrying something heavy and have a long ways to walk, because they're not appropriate shoes. And if you're going somewhere that's like more than down the block, or you're carrying something that's more than like 2 pounds, you need proper footwear. Even if it's really, really hot outside and you're really lazy and you don't want to like put on shoes and socks, you should, because otherwise you will fracture your foot like me and have no solution, because it's day 8 and my foot still hurts. Not that like I've been resting it or anything, but like I said in the beginning, I can't. So yeah, that's how Adidas fractured my foot. But no, I do not blame Adidas at all. It's just they were part of the culprit of me fracturing my foot, and now I'm just sad that I have a fractured foot. Woe is me, and here is my tear for crying. So, that's my story, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. Adidas, please don't sue me. And I will see you guys next time. Bye!